At age 74, Eleanor thought the constant fatigue was just part of getting older. She would wake up exhausted, drag herself through breakfast, and need a 2-hour nap by noon. Her daughter Sarah noticed something troubling. Eleanor's favorite activities, like tending her garden and cooking Sunday dinners, had become overwhelming chores. When Eleanor finally visited her doctor for her annual checkup, the blood work revealed something unexpected. Despite eating 3 meals a day and keeping snacks around, she was experiencing malnutrition. Her body was not getting the nutrients it desperately needed. Have you ever wondered why you feel more tired these days, even though you have not drastically changed your eating habits? Or why simple tasks that used to energize you now leave you feeling drained? According to recent findings from the Mayo Clinic, adults over 60 face a unique nutritional puzzle. We actually need fewer calories than we did in our younger years, but our bodies require more concentrated nutrition than ever before. It is like trying to run a high-performance engine on less fuel. Every drop needs to count. The challenge is that most of us are navigating this shift without a roadmap, unaware that our changing bodies have different rules for staying strong and energized. Welcome to Senior Health Facts, your trusted home for science-based health wisdom designed specifically for your stage of life. If living healthier and feeling more energetic every day matters to you, hit that subscribe button right now. Together, we will explore how simple changes in your eating approach can help you reclaim that vitality you remember. Understanding why our nutritional needs shift after 60 is not just interesting science. It is the key to maintaining your independence and energy for years to come. Here is what happens in our bodies as we age, and why it matters so much. First, our metabolism naturally slows down. Think of it like a wood-burning stove that has been running for decades. It does not need as much fuel to keep the fire going, but it needs the right kind of wood to burn efficiently. Our bodies follow a similar pattern. Second, we experience gradual muscle mass decline, a process called sarcopenia. According to Harvard Health Publishing, we can lose 3 to 8% of our muscle mass each decade after age 30, and this loss accelerates after 60. Less muscle means our bodies burn fewer calories at rest, but it also means we need more high-quality protein to maintain what we have. Third, hormonal changes affect how we process food. Our digestive enzymes become less efficient, stomach acid production may decrease, and our sense of taste and smell can diminish. This creates a perfect storm where we might eat less while absorbing fewer nutrients from what we do consume. The National Institute on Aging emphasizes that while older adults need fewer total calories, we actually need higher concentrations of essential nutrients like calcium for bone health, vitamin D for immune function, protein for muscle maintenance, and fiber for digestive wellness. Here is a helpful way to think about it. Imagine your body as a classic car that has served you well for decades. It does not need as much gas as it once did, but it absolutely requires premium fuel and more frequent tune-ups to run smoothly. Feed it regular unleaded, and you will notice sputtering, slower acceleration point, and eventual breakdown. The consequences of getting this wrong are not just about feeling tired. Poor nutrition after 60 can lead to increased fall risk, slower healing, weakened immunity, cognitive decline, and loss of independence. The very things we are all working to prevent. But here is the encouraging news. When we understand these changes and work with them instead of against them, we can actually feel better at 70 than we did at 60. Let me share 6 common eating patterns that, while they might seem harmless, can actually drain your energy and leave your body struggling for the nutrients it needs. I will tell you about real people who discovered these hidden energy thieves in their daily routines. First eating pattern to avoid is skipping meals, especially breakfast. Dorothy, a 71-year-old retired teacher from Michigan, started skipping breakfast because she just was not hungry in the morning. By 10 a.m., she would feel shaky and irritable. By noon, she was exhausted. What Dorothy did not realize was that skipping breakfast was causing her blood sugar to crash, leaving her body in a constant state of stress. When we skip meals, especially as we age, our bodies struggle to maintain steady blood sugar levels. This leads to fatigue, difficulty concentrating, and, ironically, overeating later in the day. Second eating pattern to avoid is relying on sugary breakfast cereals. Frank, 68, thought he was making a healthy choice with his daily bowl of heart-healthy cereal. But most commercial cereals, even those marketed to seniors, are loaded with added sugars and stripped of protein and fiber. Frank would feel energetic for about an hour, then crash hard, needing coffee and snacks to get through the morning. These processed cereals cause rapid blood sugar spikes followed by dramatic drops, creating a roller coaster of energy that leaves you more tired than when you started. Third eating pattern to avoid is drinking calories through sodas and fruit juices. Linda, a 73-year-old grandmother, replaced water with fruit juice because she thought it was healthier. What she did not realize was that even 100% fruit juice contains concentrated sugars without the fiber that would normally slow absorption. A 12-ounce glass of orange juice has as much sugar as a candy bar. These liquid calories can worsen inflammation in joints, contribute to blood sugar imbalances, and crowd out more nutritious options from your diet. Fourth eating pattern to avoid is choosing processed meats as protein sources. Bill, 69, loved his morning bacon and afternoon deli sandwiches. While protein is crucial for seniors, processed meats like bacon, sausages, and deli meats are loaded with sodium and preservatives called nitrates. These can raise blood pressure and stress the kidneys, organs that may already be working harder as we age. Cleveland Clinic research shows that seniors consuming high amounts of processed meats had higher rates of cardiovascular issues and kidney problems. Fifth eating pattern to avoid is defaulting to refined grains. Margaret, 76, ate white bread, white pasta, and white rice because they were easier to digest. While they might seem gentler, refined grains are stripped of fiber and nutrients. They cause blood sugar spikes and leave you feeling hungry again quickly. Harvard nutritionists note that seniors who switched to whole grains reported more stable energy levels and better digestive health. Sixth eating pattern to avoid is eating out frequently without awareness. George, 72, and his wife started eating out 4 or 5 times a week after retirement. They thought they were choosing healthy options, but restaurant portions are typically 2 to 3 times what seniors actually need. And hidden sugars, sodium, and unhealthy fats are common even in healthy menu items. Have you found yourself falling into any of these patterns? If so, you are not alone. Recognizing these habits is the first step toward feeling more energetic and strong. Now, let me share 6 evidence-based nutrition strategies that can help you feel more energetic, stronger, and healthier. These are not drastic changes. They are practical adjustments that work with your body's changing needs. First strategy is to prioritize protein at every meal. Helen, a 74-year-old from Arizona, was struggling with muscle weakness until her doctor suggested she track her protein intake. She discovered she was getting less than half of what her body needed. Now she starts each day with 2 scrambled eggs, which provides 12 grams of protein, adds a half cup of cottage cheese to her lunch for 14 grams, and includes 3 ounces of grilled salmon at dinner for 22 grams. The Journal of Nutrition published research in 2023 showing that seniors who consumed 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal experienced 40% less muscle loss over 2 years compared to those eating smaller amounts. How to do this? Aim for a palm-sized portion of protein at each meal. Good options include eggs, Greek yogurt, lean poultry, fish, beans, lentils, and cottage cheese. If you are having trouble eating enough, consider adding a protein powder to smoothies. But always check with your healthcare provider first. Second strategy is to fill half your plate with colorful vegetables. James, 71, used to think vegetables were just something you had to eat. His wife started roasting carrots, bell peppers, and zucchini with olive oil and herbs. To his surprise, he actually looked forward to this part of his meal. Within weeks, he noticed his digestion improved and his afternoon energy slump disappeared. Colorful vegetables provide antioxidants that fight inflammation, fiber that supports digestive health, and essential nutrients that many seniors are missing. How to do this? Aim for a rainbow on your plate. Red bell peppers, orange carrots, green spinach, purple cabbage. Roasting, steaming, or sautéing with a little olive oil makes them more flavorful and helps your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins. Third strategy is to choose whole grains for steady energy. Patricia, 69, switched from white rice to brown rice and white bread to whole grain bread. She was skeptical at first, but within 2 weeks, she noticed she was not getting hungry between meals and her blood sugar felt more stable. Whole grains provide fiber, B vitamins, and complex carbohydrates that release energy slowly, preventing the crashes associated with refined grains. How to do this? Start gradually. Mix brown rice with white rice. Choose whole grain bread with visible seeds and grains. Try oatmeal instead of sugary cereals. Quinoa, barley, and farro are excellent options that many seniors find easier to digest than wheat. Fourth strategy is to snack strategically. Thomas, 73, used to experience energy crashes between meals. His nutritionist suggested he try strategic snacking. 10 almonds with an apple at 10 a.m. and Greek yogurt with berries at 3 p.m. These protein-rich snacks helped him maintain steady energy throughout the day. Smart snacking prevents blood sugar dips that can lead to fatigue and poor food choices later. How to do this? Combine protein with fiber. Try apple slices with peanut butter, cottage cheese with cucumber, or a hard-boiled egg with cherry tomatoes. Keep portions moderate. Snacks should tide you over, not replace meals. Fifth strategy is to stay hydrated with calorie-free options. Maria, 70, was constantly tired until she realized she was chronically dehydrated. She had been drinking mostly coffee and sweet tea. When she switched to water with lemon slices, herbal teas, and sparkling water, her energy improved dramatically. Even mild dehydration can cause fatigue, confusion, and constipation, issues that become more serious as we age. How to do this? Aim for 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily, unless your doctor has given you different guidelines. Water, unsweetened tea, and sparkling water all count. If plain water seems boring, add cucumber slices, mint, or a splash of 100% cranberry juice. Sixth strategy is to use the balanced plate method. Ruth, 75, was overwhelmed by complicated diet rules until her daughter taught her the balanced plate method. Half vegetables, 1/4 protein, 1/4 whole grains, plus a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil or avocado. This visual approach ensures you get a variety of nutrients without complicated calculations. How to do this? Use a 9-inch plate as your guide. Fill half with non-starchy vegetables, 1/4 with lean protein, and 1/4 with whole grains or starchy vegetables like sweet potatoes. Add a thumb-sized portion of healthy fat. Try implementing just one of these strategies tomorrow morning, and let us know in the comments how you feel after 1 week. Small, consistent changes often lead to the most lasting improvements. Let me tell you about Carol, a 78-year-old grandmother from Ohio who thought her best days were behind her. 6 months ago, she could barely make it through a grocery shopping trip without feeling exhausted. She had given up cooking elaborate meals for her family gatherings, settling for takeout that left everyone feeling disappointed. Carol's daughter noticed that her mom was losing weight and seemed to have lost her spark. That is when they decided to work together on Carol's nutrition. They started simple. A protein-rich breakfast every morning, colorful vegetables at lunch, and staying hydrated throughout the day. The change was not immediate, but it was remarkable. Within 3 weeks, Carol had enough energy to prepare her famous homemade lasagna for Sunday dinner. A month later, she was back to taking daily walks around her neighborhood. At her recent doctor's appointment, her physician was amazed at her improved lab results and asked what she had been doing differently. But the most touching moment came when Carol's 7-year-old granddaughter said, "Grandma, you are fun again." That is what proper nutrition can do after 60. It is not about following the latest diet trend or making dramatic changes. It is about giving your body the high-quality fuel it needs to keep you living the life you want to live. You deserve to feel strong, energetic, and engaged with the people and activities you love. You deserve to wake up feeling rested instead of defeated before the day even begins. Your journey to better nutrition does not have to be overwhelming or complicated. Start with just one small change tonight. Maybe it is planning a protein-rich breakfast for tomorrow morning, or replacing that afternoon soda with a glass of water with lemon. Every positive choice you make is an investment in your future independence, energy, and quality of life. Ready to feel like yourself again? Subscribe now so you do not miss the next step in your journey toward better health. Together, we will explore practical, science-based strategies that work specifically for your stage of life. Now let me answer some of the most frequently asked questions I receive about nutrition for seniors. A common question I hear is, can I still eat fruit if I am watching my blood sugar? Absolutely. But choose wisely and pair it right. Focus on lower glycemic fruits like berries, apples, and pears rather than tropical fruits like pineapple or mango. The key is eating fruit with protein or healthy fat. Try apple slices with almond butter or berries with Greek yogurt. This combination slows down sugar absorption and prevents blood sugar spikes. Always monitor your individual response and work with your healthcare provider if you have diabetes. Another frequent question is whether it is really safe for seniors to eat eggs every day. For most healthy seniors, 1 to 2 eggs daily is perfectly fine and actually beneficial. Eggs are complete proteins containing all essential amino acids needed for muscle maintenance. However, if you have a history of high cholesterol or heart disease, discuss this with your doctor first. They might recommend limiting egg yolks while still enjoying egg whites, or they might give you the green light based on your individual health profile. Many people ask about lost appetite as they have gotten older and how to make sure they are still getting enough nutrition. This is incredibly common and nothing to be ashamed of. Try eating smaller, more frequent meals throughout the day rather than forcing 3 large ones. Smoothies can be excellent vehicles for nutrition. Blend Greek yogurt, berries, spinach, and a banana for a nutrient-dense meal in a glass. Soft, flavorful foods like hearty soups, scrambled eggs with cheese, or avocado toast can be easier to manage. If loss of appetite persists, definitely discuss this with your healthcare provider, as it could indicate an underlying issue. Another common concern is about water intake and whether coffee counts. Aim for 6 to 8 cups of fluid daily, but remember that individual needs vary based on medications, health conditions, and activity level. Coffee and tea do contribute to your fluid intake, but they have mild diuretic effects, so they should not be your only source of hydration. If you are taking medications or have kidney issues, heart failure, or other conditions, your doctor might have specific fluid recommendations for you. When in doubt, check with your healthcare team. Finally, many ask whether they should be taking a multivitamin or other supplements. This is highly individual and should definitely be discussed with your healthcare provider. Many seniors do benefit from specific supplements like vitamin D, vitamin B12, or calcium, but taking supplements without knowing your actual levels can sometimes be harmful or interfere with medications. Your doctor can order simple blood tests to check for deficiencies and recommend appropriate supplements based on your specific health profile, medications, and dietary intake. Never start new supplements without medical guidance, especially if you are managing chronic conditions or taking prescription medications. Let me share some practical guidance to help you avoid foods that may drain your energy and replace them with better choices. Consider avoiding skipping breakfast because it causes blood sugar crashes and leads to fatigue. Instead, try a protein-rich breakfast with whole grains for steady energy and better muscle preservation. Consider avoiding sugary cereals because they create blood sugar roller coasters and provide empty calories. Instead, try steel-cut oats with berries and nuts for sustained energy and better heart health. Consider avoiding fruit juices and sodas because they cause sugar spikes and inflammation while providing empty calories. Instead, try water with lemon or herbal teas for better hydration and stable blood sugar. Consider avoiding processed meats because they contain high sodium and preservatives that stress the kidneys. Instead, try grilled chicken, fish, beans, or eggs for heart health and better protein quality. Consider avoiding white bread and pasta because they cause blood sugar spikes and lack nutrients. Instead, try whole grain options with visible seeds for better digestion and sustained energy. Consider avoiding frequent restaurant meals because they often contain hidden sodium, oversized portions, and unknown ingredients. Instead, try home-cooked meals and meal prep for better portion control and known ingredients. For your daily routine, I suggest starting your morning with a protein-rich breakfast like 2 scrambled eggs with spinach and whole grain toast, plus a glass of water with lemon to kickstart hydration. For lunch, create a colorful salad with mixed greens, grilled chicken or chickpeas, cherry tomatoes, bell peppers, and a drizzle of olive oil, served with a slice of whole grain bread. For your evening meal, enjoy a light but satisfying dinner like baked salmon with roasted vegetables such as carrots, broccoli, and sweet potato, with a small portion of brown rice or quinoa. As a bonus, keep strategic snacks handy like Greek yogurt with berries, apple slices with almond butter, or a small handful of nuts. Sip herbal tea throughout the day and practice gratitude while eating to enhance enjoyment and digestion. Remember, consistency matters more than perfection. Start with one meal or one change, and build from there. The information I have shared today is based on current research from several trusted medical institutions, including Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health for Nutrition and Aging Research, NIH National Institute on Aging for Senior Nutrition Guidelines and Muscle Health Studies, Mayo Clinic for Healthy Living and Senior Dietary Recommendations, Cleveland Clinic Health Library for Cardiovascular Health and Nutrition for Older Adults, and the Journal of Nutrition from 2023 for protein requirements and muscle preservation in seniors. These sources provide evidence-based guidance specifically for adults over 60, focusing on practical approaches to nutrition that support healthy aging, energy maintenance, and independence. Now, before we wrap up, I want to remind you of something very important. Everything I have shared today is for educational purposes to help you make informed choices about your health and nutrition. The stories I have shared about Eleanor, Carol, and the others are meant to illustrate common experiences, but everyone's health journey is unique. I always encourage you to work closely with your doctor or healthcare provider before making any significant changes to your diet or eating patterns. This is especially important if you are managing conditions like diabetes, heart disease, kidney problems, or if you're taking medications that might interact with certain foods or supplements. Your healthcare team knows your personal health history, your current medications, and your specific risk factors. They're the best qualified to guide you on what nutritional approaches are right for your individual situation. What worked wonderfully for Carol and Eleanor might need adjustments for you based on your health conditions, preferences, and lifestyle. Some people might need to modify protein intake due to kidney function. Others might need to watch sodium more carefully due to heart conditions. And some might have food allergies or digestive issues that require special consideration. Please never start new supplements or make dramatic dietary changes without consulting your healthcare provider first, especially if you have chronic health conditions or take prescription medications. Your medical team is your best partner in this journey toward better nutrition and stronger health. They want to see you thriving just as much as you do. Take care of yourself. Make one small positive change at a time. And I'll see you in the next video where we'll explore more ways to support your health and vitality.